Here we'll discuss the different levels of measurement. In particular, there are 4 of these. The first is a nominal level of measurement. So this data is classified into categories. And in particular, no order can be imposed to these categories, or at least no meaningful order. So for example, gender is a nominal data, as well as something like political party. We can definitely categorize people based on their gender or their political party, but no order can be imposed. We can't specifically say that one is better than the other or outranks the other. The next level of measurement is the ordinal level. So this one, we now have categories that can be ranked. So we're going to be able to rank things now. However, precise differences do not exist. We can't exactly say how much better one is than the other. So precise differences do not exist. So for example, if we were to rank colleges or rank restaurants or anything like that, we would have a first, a second, a third, etc. Any kind of ranking like this, we have categories that we have a precise difference or a precise rank, but the differences cannot be precise. We don't really know how much better the first is than the second or how much better the second is than the third, only that the first is better than the second. Another example would be like when you do a survey and you have the option to agree or slightly agree or be neutral or disagree, things like that. Once again, we don't really know how much of a difference agree and slightly agree are. These are going to be different for each person. So the precise differences do not exist. The third level is called interval. And now precise differences do exist. So precise differences exist. However, there is no true zero. And what I mean by a true zero is that zero doesn't mean the lack of something. So an example here would be something like temperature. Temperature is an interval level because we can definitely tell the difference between something like 30 degrees and something between 50 degrees. There's a precise difference there. However, a temperature of 0 does not mean a lack of temperature. It doesn't mean there is 0 temperature outside. Another example would be IQ, intelligence level. You can't lack all intelligence. So an IQ of 0 doesn't have a true 0 meaning. And finally, we have ratio. This has all the characteristics of interval. So all characteristics of the interval level of measurement, but a true 0 exists now. Once again, true zero just means zero actually means the lack of something. Here, a height of 0 would mean 0 height. It would actually mean there is no height. Another example would be anything involving money. A true zero does exist here because $0 does actually mean you do not have any money. It's the lack of.